I had been planning the surprise for weeks. Our wedding anniversary was just around the corner, and I wanted to do something special for my wife, Sarah. She had been my everything for the past 5 years, and I knew she deserved something truly extraordinary. We'd been so busy with work and life that we hadn't had much time for each other lately. And I felt like this anniversary was the perfect chance to remind her how much I loved her. I booked a weekend getaway at a beautiful cabin in the woods, our favorite kind of escape. I even arranged for a private chef to cook us a romantic dinner under the stars, to top it off. I bought her the diamond bracelet she had been eyeing for months, but never mentioned again because she thought it was too expensive. But for me, no price was too high to make her smile. I told her that I would be working late on the day of our anniversary just to throw her off. But in reality, I left work early to prepare everything that I picked up the bracelet, packed our bags, and headed home, ready to sweep her off her feet. As I drove home, I couldn't help but smile. I imagined her reaction, the shock, the laughter, the tears of joy. I envisioned us sitting by the fire in the cabin, reminiscing about the years we had spent together and how we had grown stronger as a couple. It was going to be perfect, but when I walked through the front door, I noticed something was off. The house was too quiet. My heart sank a little, but I brushed it off, thinking maybe she had stepped out for a bit. I called out her name, but there was no answer. That's when I heard it, muffled voices coming from our bedroom. My stomach twisted. Maybe it was a friend. Maybe she was planning a surprise for me too. My mind raced, trying to come up with innocent explanations. But as I got closer to the door, the voices became clearer, and my heart began to pound in my chest. I stood frozen at the doorway, my hand on the knob, terrified of what I might see. I pushed the door open, just a crack, enough to peek inside. And there she was, my wife, the love of my life, in bed with another man that I felt like the ground had been ripped out from beneath me. My breath caught in my throat, and my heart shattered into a million pieces. I wanted to scream, to confront them, to make them feel the pain I was feeling. But instead, I just stood there, unable to move, unable to believe what was happening. That I quietly closed the door and stumbled back down the hallway, my mind spinning. Everything I had planned, everything I thought I knew about our relationship, it all felt like a cruel joke that I made it outside to my car before I collapsed into the driver's seat. The tears finally breaking free. For what felt like hours, I sat there, staring at the bracelet in my hands, wondering where I had gone wrong. How could she do this? What had I missed? I had been so focused on making her happy, on planning the perfect surprise, that I hadn't noticed the cracks in our relationship. Eventually, I drove away. I didn't know where I was going, I just needed to escape. I ended up at a hotel where I spent the night and the following days replaying everything in my mind. The next day, I confronted her. She cried, apologized, tried to explain, but the damage was done. It's been months since that day, and I'm still picking up the pieces. I never thought this would be part of our story, but here I am, learning to move on, to heal. The cabin in the woods? It's still on my list. But the next time I go, it'll be for me, to remind myself that I deserve better.